starting lineup for the Phillies this afternoon. Doug Glanville in center field leads off. Alex Arias shortstop bats second. Scott Rowland at third base hitting third. Rico Pronia first base bats fourth. Kevin Jordan at first base hitting fifth. Bobby Abreu right fielder bats sixth. Bobby Estalella the catcher hitting seventh. John Zuber in left field bats eighth. And Matt Beech the pitcher hitting ninth. Defensively for the Astros, Sean Berry at third, Tim Bogar at shortstop, Craig Biggio at second, Jeff Bagwell at first. Tony Eusebio is catching the outfield, Moises Alou in left. Richard Hidalgo in center, and Derek Bell in right. On the mound is 30-year-old Shane Reynolds.
Shane Reynolds making his 26th start today. He's 13-7. Got a 3.67 earned run average, 166 and 2/3 innings, 187 hits. Leads their ball club in strikeouts. He doesn't beat himself, doesn't walk a whole lot of people. Faced the Phils once already this year, back in May 1st when he faced Matt Beech. He won that game, pitched 6 innings, gave up 7 hits. The opponent's average of 286. Lefties and righties, and since the All-Star break, he's 3-2, but he hasn't thrown that well in his 6 starts from what he had been earlier. He's actually got an ERA fairly high of 4.74 since that time. See what he's done there in his career against the Phillies. It's a game the Phillies really would love to win and get out of here with without getting swept.
And Doug Glanville will lead it off. Glanville hitting a .309. The hits allowed 187 by Reynolds, tied for the most in the league with Levon Hernandez. Frank Pulley calls the balls and strikes. Charlie Williams at first, Bruce Dreckman at second, Ed Rapawano at third. 2 balls and no strikes to Doug Glanville. Glanville tied for second in the league in the hits with 151 of them. In the inside corner, 2-1.
Reynolds going to come at you with that fastball there. A little bit of a tail, some sink, not a whole lot of movement. Big pitch for him is a good curveball. 12-6, straight down, is pretty sharp.
Glanville pops a foul back up and out of play. Phillies are 5th in the league in hitting, 269. Home runs only 90 of them, 3 clubs below the Phils in homers. He's a splitter, I think, and he struck him out. Glanville chases the low splitter, 1 down here in the top of the first.
Well, that's what Shane Reynolds would do when he gets ahead. He's got that good curveball. He throws strikes, and then he gets ahead. He uses good splitter, and that fastball that Frank Pulley called, Glanville, I think, thought was a little low, and kind of forced you to swing at that pitch down there. Frank Pulley's very consistent, though. He is a pitcher's umpire. Mostly he'll give you a little bit off the plate away. Not much inside, but it's consistent. Hitters and pitchers, they know what they're getting with Frank Pulley.
Alex Arias hitting at 273. 1 ball and no strikes to Arias. Birthday wishes to Marianne Bissey at Haddon Heights, New Jersey, from Mom and Dad Tina and Jason and Aunt Mary. Desi Relaford sitting this one out. That's falling awfully fast, and it's going to drop in for a base hit for Alex Arias. Looping single to left center for Arias. He is a 1-out base runner for Scott Rowland.
You see what the Phil's done in this road trip to this point, the first 5 games. I think if they, the record's not good, their average is down, the ERA is one thing that their pitching has struggled on this trip. It's really struggled since the break, and that's part of the reason that they have not kept pace in that wild card race and kind of tailed off a bit in that.
Rowland batting at 292. Looks at a strike. Scott has good career numbers against Shane Reynolds. He is 5 for 8 with a home run off Reynolds. In the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike to Scott Rowland. Birthday wishes today to Marion Granada of Fulcroft, Pennsylvania. From her mom, Mary, and from us. Tap to second base. Biggio, momentary juggle, preventing any chance for a double play. I don't think it was hard hit enough to get one anyhow, but they got the lead runner at second base, rolling at first on a fielder's choice.
I don't think they would have gotten started. That hit right on the edge of that cutout. Came up big time on Biggio, but he stayed with it and had time to at least get the lead runner. As you said, I don't think it was hit hard enough to get Scotty.
So rolling at first, 2 down for Rico Brogna. Brogna hitting at 270. He's tied for 10th in the league in runs batted in with 83. 1 ball and no strikes to Rico Brogna. Out in front of the splitter. What him on the count to Brogna. William J. DeCarlton, Mount Joy, celebrating his 77th birthday today. Birthday wishes to William J. And to answer his question, Pittsburgh, the world champions in 1944. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Rico Brogna. Shane Reynolds comes out of Monroe, Louisiana, University of Texas product. 3rd round draft pick of the Houston Astros in the '89 draft. On the inside corner with a fastball, 2 strikeouts in the inning for Shane Reynolds. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left after 1/2. Bills nothing. Houston coming to bat. At the top of the first, Houston batting in the bottom half. Larry Dierker's starting lineup. Craig Biggio at second base leads off. Sean Berry third base bats second. Derek Bell right field hitting third. Jeff Bagwell first base bats fourth. Moises Alou in left field hitting fifth. Richard Hidalgo the center fielder bats sixth. Tony Eusebio at catch hitting seventh. Tim Bogar will play short today. He'll bat eighth. And Shane Reynolds the pitcher hitting ninth. Scott Rowland at third, Alex Arias at shortstop, Kevin Jordan at second today, Rico Brogna at first, Bobby Escalé catching, John Zuber in left field, Doug Glanville in center, Bobby Abreu in right, and on the mound is Matt Beech, back home here and away. He's from San Antonio, but went to the University of Houston.
So he's got a lot of people out here watching him. You see his numbers. This will be his 21st start. He's 3-8 with an ERA of 4.91. Last start against the Astros back May 1st was against Shane Reynolds. He lost that game 12-5. 5 innings, gave up 6 runs. Only 2 of them were earned on 6 hits, walked 2 and struck out 8. The opponent's average is 273.
Craig Biggio, the first one to face him, lost a foul out of play. Biggio hitting a 317.
One of Matt Beech's problems has been his pitch count has been very high. He throws a lot of pitches. Part of it is because he's averaging over 4.5 walks per 9 innings, but also another 8.5 strikeouts per 9, and that's going to get your pitch total up. But he's got to not go for the strikeouts, try and get guys out early in the count.
Change up, miss wide, 1-1 the count to Craig Biggio. Biggio led the league in runs scored last year, is second this year with 91 of them. 5th in the league in hits. Late swing and a miss, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Craig Biggio. Just missed the inside corner. Him up in the infield. Kevin Jordan waits. Ooh. Oh. Drops the ball. So a two-base error on Kevin Jordan, and Biggio is alive at second base.
That's one of the problems with the day game at the Houston Astrodome. Looking up to the Astrodome roof from behind the home plate, it's like a pie-shaped area where more light comes through in those areas, in those panels, and it is tough to pick up the ball. Okay, AJ sees it there, but your perception looking up into those rafters and at the top of this dome, there you see it. That's what he's looking up into. That's, as infielders and outfitters look in, that's what they see, and it is tough when it gets in between those spots to pick the ball up.
So Biggio at second base for Sean Berry, who looks at a strike. One strike to Berry. He's hitting .296. Hit a pinch homer here last night. His eighth. Late swing and a foul back. A ball's and 2 strikes.
See the numbers of Beech's last outing. 101 pitches in 5 innings, and that's where he's been. That's one of the concerns that Galen Cisco and Terry Francona have had with Matt Beech. Far too many pitches when he really doesn't have to. When he gets ahead 0-2, 1-2, a lot of times he goes to 3-2. Matt Beech knows it. He knows he can't continue to pitch like that.
Biggio back to second base. Beech from San Antonio. Ed McAfee is here from San Antonio, sending along his best to his mom, Doris McAfee, in Delhaven, New Jersey. His sister and brother-in-law. In the right field, that's going to drop for a hit. Biggio will score. Berry at first with a single to right, and Houston jumps to a 1-0 lead.
They just fought that pitch up and in, fought it off. 0-2. I mean, you want to get that ball. If you're going to come in, you want to get it off the plate. Bobby Abreu with no chance to do anything with that ball. Biggio comes around to score easily.
92nd time Biggio's crossed the plate. And it brings up Derek Bell. Bell hitting at .325. Tied for 8th in the league in hitting. Tied for 10th in the league in runs batted in. And McAfee sending along his best to his sister and brother-in-law, Floss and Jerry Cisgorich. One strike to Derek Bell. Ball on the strike. Bell hit his 17th home run here last night, a game-tying opposite field home run that hit the foul screen. On the outside corner, 1-2. Max Hummel is here, sending along his best to Grandma and Grandpa Helen and Harold Hummel of Warminster, Pennsylvania. Chased a high fastball, and he struck him out. That's out number 1 here in the first inning, and it will bring up Jeff Bagwell.
Good high fastball here by Matt Beech. He wanted to get that ball in, but he got it up. He's sneaky, hides the ball well with his delivery, and not overpowering with his fastball. He will get guys swinging through pitches up there.
Bagwell batting at .276. Ninth in the league in on-base percentage, tied for 3rd in the league in walks with 80 of them. One strike to Bagwell.
Matt Beech is getting that fastball over the outside corner, and that's one thing he has really struggled with. He's always this year he's been able to pitch in very well. But he has not had command of that outside part of the plate.
Curveball comes in high, 1-1. Houston leads the league in runs scored and on-base percentage and in stolen bases. You see their numbers. They're second in the league in hitting behind only Colorado. It's been a very productive offensive team for Larry Dierker. Bagwell chased the high pitch and fouled it off. 2-2 to count to Bagwell. And now Dierker has the big unit. His pitching staff's going to make this Houston team a formidable playoff club.
I think the way it stands now, if you look at Houston and San Diego matching up, that makes for some exciting baseball right there. Two very good ball clubs.
Again, the pitch might have been high, but Bagwell, with 2 strikes, is prone to go after that pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jeff Bagwell.
Well, Bagwell will chase pitches up there. He doesn't handle them as well. Get it down a little bit, and he's dangerous. But he
knew it was a ball.
To get the ball down.
On the inside corner, struck him out. Second strikeout for Beech. That's 2 down here in the first. And it'll bring up Moises Alou.
That was a pretty good pitch. This is what Matt Beech can do. He's very good command of that fastball inside. Now, there's no question about that pitch. Yeah.
And a lot of the plate. Now Bagwell could complain about that one. That had a good portion of the plate. And the batter is Moises Alou. He's hitting at .301. Missed with the curveball, 1-0. Alou is 4th in the league in runs batted in. He has 97 of them. He's had a good series here against the Phils. See the league leaders in runs batted in. Sammy Sosa up there at 114. Mark McGuire, and then Vinny Castilla ahead of Alou. He misses the curveball, 1-1. Terry not much of a threat to run. He has stolen 2 bases. He hadn't been thrown out, but up and down the lineup, Houston does run. He's high with it. 2 balls and a strike to Moises Alou. Bobby Estalella coming off a big night, not only offensively, but he had to catch an awful lot of breaking balls that bounced up there, and he handled them really well.
He really did. He was that'll wear a catcher out as much as anything. That's tough on the knees. You're back there, you're in that crouch position, and you got to jump out from it, blocking balls. A lot of pitches he blocked it. I mean, some tough plays for him.
Alou was laying off the pitches that Bagwell was swinging at, and it's 3 balls and a strike to Alou. And he walked him. That'll put 2 men on base with 2 outs. Brings on Richard Hidalgo, the center fielder. Hidalgo hitting at .271. Houston scored an unearned run here in the first. They lead at 1-0. But high, 1 ball and no strikes. Bobby Estalella now is going to come out and talk to Matt Beech. Jim McElhatton from Stone Harbor, New Jersey, moved across the country and track and field reporter for the Cape May County Gazette here at the game. Jim now living in Orange, Texas. Ian Cisco, his pitching coach.
Well, there's 24 pitches already in this inning for Matt Beech. Of course, there was the error, but still, it's a lot of pitches.
Got that one over. 1-1 the count to Richard Hidalgo. Carl Everett is still shelved with an injury, or he would be in the lineup today. The switch hitter. He's having a good year for Houston. Back at Beech, and that will retire the side. Houston gets an unearned run, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 men left, and at the end of 1, it's 1-0 Astros. Third, 1-0 Houston. Leading off for the Astros will be Derek Bell. Bell struck out his first time up. Birthday wishes today to Hannah Honey Mackerlane. Wishes from her family and friends. Hannah has 14 grandchildren, 15 great-grandchildren, and 2 great-great-grandchildren. Hannah Honey Mackerlane is 99 years young today. Watching the ball game. Fouled out of play. 1 strike to Derek Bell. Bell's really become a good hitter. He used to be kind of a wild swinger. Now he's 4th in the league in hits with 148 of them, and he chased as many bad balls as he used to. He's always had power. 1 ball and 1 strike.
The hitting coach, Tom McCraw. He's got 4 different guys with Biggio, Bagwell, Bell, and Alou with 4 completely different type of stances, and that's one thing Tom McCraw said. I can't make everybody hit the same, and he said these guys are successful. I'm not going to mess with them. One thing he did help Derek Bell coming into the season, got him where Derek Bell used to change his stance all the time, even from pitch to pitch, and he got him to a point. They got to where he's comfortable in one stance, nice and relaxed, and he's not changing.
Pure ball just missed. 2-2 to count to Derek Bell.
I think that's one thing that's really helped him. He's comfortable and he's staying with it.
In tight with a fastball. Full count to Derek Bell.
And another 3-ball count.
That's 55 pitches for Beech already. We're just in the 3rd inning. And he walked him. Second walk given up by Beech. Bell is a leadoff base runner. Will bring up Jeff Bagwell. Thursday, August 27th, we have a business person special against the San Diego Padres. It'll be the final Mellon PSFS Business Person Special of the year. And for all fans, a Pride of the Phillies poster. This year's subject, Phillies great center fielder Doug Glanville. Pride of the Phillies poster for all fans at 1:05, August 27th. Take the afternoon off. Enjoy the Phils and the Padres. For tickets, call 215-463-1000. When you call that number, be sure to ask about the phone center special. Also, you can order your tickets online at Phillies.com. 1 strike to Bagwell. He struck out his first time up. Retired Police Chief Clarence Wingate of Harrison Township, New Jersey, celebrating his 72nd birthday today. Chief Wingate is a member of the South Jersey Old Timers. My good friends, Jordan's going to have to hurry. Just got Bagwell. Ooh. Moving up to second base is Derek Bell.
Well, this is close. Bagwell's going hard down the line. KJ has to wait for the ball to come up. There's not a whole lot he can do there, and just get him by just a hair.
You have called runner interference on that? Bell ran right in front of Kevin Jordan.
As long as he doesn't hit him.
Jordan probably should have hit him going after the ball. Now look how close that is.
If KJ just keeps coming after the ball and runs into him, he will get interference on that.
1 ball and no strikes to Moises Alou. He walked his first time up. Some birthday wishes to Chief Clarence Wingate. He mans the gates at Veterans Stadium on giveaway days. Wishes coming from daughter Paula, family and friends, and from us. 1-1 the count to Alou. On the inside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
This is a situation here where Matt Beech, and like 1-2 count, he's got to get him out with this pitch. There's no reason to go to 3-2. And that's one thing that has hurt him. That's why his pitch count has been high game after game, as he gets guys ahead 1-2, 0-2, and then he will take it to 3-2.
Long drive. Watch this, baby. This one is out of here. Home run. Moises Alou, his 30th homer of the year, and Houston now leads it 3-0 here in the 3rd inning. Alou now with 99 runs batted in.
Well, here's a pitch. He wants that fastball in, and that's CSLA. You reach out over the middle of the plate. That's one thing that happens when you try and live inside. You make a mistake. That's what happens.
Brings on Richard Hidalgo. 1 ball and no strikes to Hidalgo. John Downs of Philadelphia, an 85th birthday today. One and one to Hidalgo. Curveball comes in high, 2-1.
I really think Matt Beech has to make a decision within himself whether he wants to be a productive big league pitcher or if he wants to be somebody known as a guy that can strike people out. And it really, Matt Beech is, as I said before, it's hard for him. He gets 2 strikes. He wants that strikeout. He's got to learn to get guys out early in the count.
Full count to Richard Hidalgo.
And really, there's not a whole lot Galen Cisco can do. If you talk to other teams around the league, they love Matt Beech's arm. They love his stuff. But Galen Cisco cannot go out there and throw it for him, and he's not going to be there calling pitches for him. It's up to Matt Beech to make the decision of how he's going to go about getting guys out earlier in counts and not throw so many pitches.
Full count to Hidalgo. Walked him. That's the 3rd walk given up by Beech, and this year he's walked 61 in the 116 innings of work, so he averages just about a walk every 2 innings, which is far too many. Galen Cisco will come out and talk to Matt Beech. Marianne Mellinger of Philadelphia celebrating the big 5-0. Marianne is the mom of Joel Zerker from our accounting department back at Veterans Stadium. See the total pitches, 69 total pitches.
The strike to ball ratio is not bad. I mean, it's not fabulous, but it's not bad. But it's the fact that he's getting ahead and then, you know, taking the counts high. And they're just. Scott Rowland always has something to say to Matt Beech. They're good friends. Rowland will go in there and say, "Hey, why don't you just throw a strike?" And he'll say it almost kind of in a funny way, but he's getting his point across too.
Hidalgo at first with one down. Eusebio singled his first time up. 1-0 to him. Al Atkinson of Wilmington, Delaware, celebrating his 72nd birthday. Wishes from his wife, kids, and grandkids, and from us. Three 0 Houston. Moises Alou, a 2-run home run. 1-1 strike to Eusebio. Runner goes, hit and run, fielded by Arias. Eusebio is retired. Hidalgo moves up to second base. And with 2 outs, it'll bring up Tim Bogart. Bogart was called out on strikes his first time up. Curveball over. 1 strike to Tim Bogart. Another curveball grounded sharply foul past Mike Cubbage. A balls and 2 strikes to Bogart. Fastball missed the inside corner this time. 1-2. Missing wide, 2-2. Ball shortstop, charged by Arias. Bogart retired, so are the Astros in the third. They put 2 on the board on a homer by Alou. Just 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. Chris Wheeler joins Larry Anderson in the fourth after 3. It's 3-0 Houston.
And a look at Matt Beech, who has thrown way too many pitches again. Trails this game 3-0. He has to drive everybody a little nuts down there because he shows so much ability, and then he just seems to it takes so much effort on his part to get outs.
Well, the first inning he threw 24 pitches. Granted, Biggio led off with an error on a pop-up that Kevin Jordan lost and couldn't handle. But he gave up 1 hit through 24 pitches. The second inning gave up 2 hits through 26 pitches. The third inning, that last inning, gave up 1 hit through 28 pitches.
So he's way up in his pitch count, and he's only threw 3 innings so
78
far.
pitches.
Alex Arias, the batter, he has the Phillies' only hit, a bloop single to center. Shane Reynolds coming into this game tied for first in hits allowed in the league with 187. He's only given up 1 through 3. Arias batting second today and playing shortstop. And Reynolds misses. It'll be Arias, Rowland, and Bronya as he wants a new baseball. 30-year-old right-hander out of Louisiana now makes his home here in Houston. Outside. 3-1. So the Phillies trying to get something started as they trail this one 3-0. And he walks him. That's the last thing Shane Reynolds wants to do after getting a 3-0 lead, is walk the leadoff batter. And Phillies very happy to accept it, as Scott Rowland will now bat. Don't forget, these Astros will be at Veterans Stadium Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights at 7:35. That's the 17th, 18th, and 19th. And Randy Johnson expected to pitch that game on Monday the 17th. Then the Diamondbacks in for the makeup doubleheader on the 20th at 5:05. And then Friday, August the 21st at 7:35. 215-463-1000 for your tickets. There's the big unit who pitched here on Friday night. And that ball got through Eusebio. He can't find it. Arias to second, and he will be content with that. Looked like it hit the ground first. Probably be a wild pitch.
It did. The ball should have been blocked, but I think there's not much discretion when it does hit the ground. Yeah, the ball hit the glove and the ground in his glove at the same time. He turns that glove the other way, or even if he just keeps his glove open, keeps it down there, he catches that ball.
Yeah, you backhand that ball, you have a chance to miss it, and that's what happened. So it is scored a wild pitch. Phillies with a runner in scoring position for the first time today. Scott grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up.
The Phillies will take a base runner any way they can get it. Somebody in scoring position any way they can get there. They're really struggling for hits and runs, getting those runs across.
And low. Reynolds does not have an overpowering fastball, but what he does has a get ahead of you fastball and then put away split finger, and that's what he's done pretty well so far today.
Well, that get ahead fastball is throwing it in a good spot, not trying to be perfect where you end up behind, but throwing it, outer half, inner half at the knees.
And he misses again. And Rolen patiently goes to 3-0. Reynolds, his last time out, walked 1, struck out 5 in 6 innings. There's Rico Brogna waiting on deck. Larry Durker sees his team with a 3-0 lead, but his pitcher walking the leadoff batter, now 3-0 on Rolen. And the 3-0 pitch on the way. It's ball 4, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Scott wasn't sure either. He took a second look at Frank. Pulley didn't see what it was.
Yeah, I want to make sure that Frank Pulley didn't call it a strike, because that's one thing. Hitter, the smart hitter, even if it is ball 4, they'll wait for the umpire to see. He's kind of waiting there. You did call it a ball, right, Frank? Because you don't want to start down to first base. You see a lot of times the pitch is close, a hitter will start running to first, and all of a sudden the umpire calls a strike, and it makes the umpire look bad.
Right.
They do not like that.
No. Brogna struck out his first time up. Fouled away. They have been working him away early in the count and then going for the kill in this whole series. And it looked as if he almost looked for a pitch away there early.
The thing is, Rico can hit that ball away. That ball down and away. He's just got to say, I'm going to go that way with it. And it looked like he did. He can hit that ball there. He likes the ball down. He likes it out over the plate. I think he gets in trouble when he gets behind and they throw that high fastball, which I don't think he handles as well.
Right, and the only balls he's been getting middle in are with 2 strikes on him.
Right.
And he has 2 strikes on him again. That was a forked ball, a splitter. The on-deck batter is Kevin Jordan playing at second base.
Rico looks a little puzzled with himself, but what are you doing? Come on.
He and Hal McRae spent a lot of time talking about hitting on the bus ride back to the hotel last night, and I think he's very much aware of what they're doing with him. He just hasn't been able to catch up to it.
I think a hitter can learn so much about how to hit from a pitcher, a good pitcher, and vice versa.
There he goes, chasing another bad ball with 2 strikes on him. That looked like another splitter. Struck him out for the second time, 1 away. There's Hal McRae looking on.
Oh, it says a splitter. He gets it down. That ball, see, it just tumbles down. It's right there. It looks like it's going to be a good pitch. Now, by the time it gets to the catcher, he catches it right in the dirt. But it's a good pitch. You have to give the pitcher credit, too, sometimes. But I think when Rico's getting pitches to hit, he's fouling them off right now. And then he gets behind in the count, and he chases more, which most hitters do. They try and protect more, end up chasing more bad pitches.
Jordan outside, and that splitter becomes a lot better pitch too, and that pitcher's ahead of you in the count.
Oh yeah.
And as you mentioned, Reynolds is getting ahead with fastballs that he's moving around. Missed with that one. 1-0 to Jordan. 2 on, 1 out. 3-0 Astros here in the 4th inning. That was like a hanging splitter, and he missed it. Reynolds has those big long fingers, and it's a great pitch for him, that splitter.
I think it is, and that's up. That ball, it started up high and then just dipped, but that's the pitch. When you throw a splitter, that's the one you got to hit.
Yeah, he made a mistake with that one.
You start at waist high and break it down to the knees. That's the one you can hit. You starts it at the knees and goes down to the dirt. That's a tough one to hit.
There's one. He squibs off the end of the bat down the first baseline. Birthday wishes today, number 95, to Joseph Kunkel. Got a nice letter from his daughter Jean, and also birthday wishes to Bunny DeFeo, who's 79 today, the brother of our good friend Joe DeFeo from the News of Delaware County. So Reynolds walks the first 2 batters, and then he gets 2 strikes on the next 2. See that split finger grip? Well, you might be. Look how long his fingers are. I mean, he's got a perfect hand for that pitch. And then he throws the fastball.
That's what you can do. You get a hitter thinking about that fork ball, that splitter, and all of a sudden that fastball's by you. It's something that's tough to do. You have to, when you're behind an account, you have to look for a fastball and adjust to the breaking stuff and off-speed stuff. They had only 49 pitches here in the 4th inning compared to Beech 78 in 3.
There's Matt Beech looking on. So Reynolds, who had some control problems the first 2 batters, now is going strikeout, and it's up to Abreu, who grounded back to Reynolds his first time up. Bobby hit a home run here last night against his ex-mates. Reynolds misses 1-0.
I'm talking to some people over that Houston club, and they kind of thought Bobby Abreu took a little too much time going around the bases. You know, Jose Lima was not pleased with him, watched him the whole way around, and then looked at him, stared at him from the dugout out in right field.
And we mentioned that when you know that happened. Well, you know,
hey, it's his old club.
Right.
He wants to impress, but you know, you don't want to show him up either. I didn't think it was that blatant of a, if you want to call it a show up.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't fly around the bases, but guys go a lot slower than that. So it's, you know, it was in their perception of it. There's Randy Johnson.
That's one guy you better run around the bases real fast.
Check swings on a fork ball for a strike.
It went off of him. Somebody like Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan used to watch the runners around the bases, just make sure they ran hard. Glenn Wilson, who stopped up here before yesterday's game, he had a home run off of Nolan Ryan, and he sprinted around the bases. That? He would not look up, because Nolan will look at you, and he'll come close to home plate and wait for the ball. And you better believe somebody like that, you know, you ask for a bow tie, you'll get one.
Willie said he was hoping that Noli wouldn't remember who hit it off him if he ran fast enough. Chop foul, first foul. I'll never forget that play, what you're talking about. Because you looked up and all of a sudden he was around in the dugout. There's Nolan's number out there on the wall. And Willie says, I was just hoping that he'd think later, well, who was it? I don't remember.
Well, there's a Wilson up there on that wall, too. A number up there retired, and Glenn was saying, you know, that
he was mean.
They got my number wrong.
Yeah, right. That Wilson was really mean. Don Wilson, big right-hander, could fire. Threw a no-hitter for the Astros. In fact, they had back-to-back no-hitters with Cincinnati and Houston one time. Inside, here comes the fastball, and he misses 3-2. So the runners will be off from the pitch. Arias from second, Rowland from first with 2 away.
Somebody said something. I don't know if Eusebio or Frank Pulley. Somebody said something to Abreu. Got a little chuckle out of it.
Bobby Estaleo waits on deck. There they go. And he grounds it towards the hole, a base hit. Scoring on the play will be Arias. Over to third goes Rowland, and Bobby Abreu knocks in a run, his 47th of the year. Found the hole on the right side, and the Phillies are on the board. It's 3-1 Houston.
Well, Bobby Abreu has just been so consistent for this ball club all year long. Talking to Matt Galante before the game, the bench coach for the Astros, you know, we didn't protect him. He's a good player, but, you know, as you get this breaking ball here down and in, it's a good piece of hitting right there by Bobby. He just hits it in the hole as Biggio tries to cut it off and knock it down, and Arias comes around to score.
Well, you like to see you make the other guy pay for the walks, too. And the 2 walks in the inning, one of them has scored, and the Phillies on the board. Biggio playing position on that. I mean, he's pulling him up the middle, and they threw Bobby a 3-2 breaking ball, and he didn't hit it that hard, but he had a lot of hole to shoot through.
That pitch right there to Estalella. You go up there with Shane Reynolds, and you should look for a fastball first pitch, and that ball was right down Broadway. He gets ahead of it, then he gets all kinds of stuff like that.
Right, he threw Estalella 3 straight splitters last time up and struck him out. Throws him one there, and it's 0-2.
But I still think as a hitter, you go up there and you look for something middle in that you can drive, something, you know, a fastball. If he throws it in a good spot, you take it. I know it sounds a lot easier said than done, but when you get a fastball first pitch like that, there's no reason that ball, you should take that.
Fouled it back, just got a piece of the splitter. Shane Reynolds, after watching Bobby Estalella last night, you wouldn't think he's going to throw him many fastballs.
No.
As you said, maybe surprising one first ball fastball. I don't know if he'd even take a chance with one now the same way he did to Kevin Jordan or not, because he's chasing that splitter.
But when you see him throw a fastball there first pitch, you got to wonder, is Bobby Estalella going to be a fastball away here? But when you see Bobby Estalella miss poorly on 3 splitters his first time up, I mean, there's no sense in going up there and looking for a splitter. You're not going to hit it unless he hangs it badly. So really, there's only one thing to do. You go up there and look for a fastball. Don't let him get ahead of you. Here he's going to throw another splitter.
And he missed with it and runs another full count. Or is it 2-2? 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Estalella takes a look down at Vukovich. Not much you're going to do here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at the corners. Here's your situation.
If he wiggles his fingers, it's a splitter. If it's just one finger, it'll be to the side that he wants it to throw it. That's a fastball outside there.
And grounded up the middle. Nice play, Bogart, and they get the out at second. Wow. Tim Bogart makes a heck of a play and saves a run for the Astros. Phillies get a run on a hit, and they lead 2. 3-1 Houston. Here's that last play by Bogart.
Well, Bogart Bobby gets a fastball up high. Bogart all he wants to do is knock it down. It's a bonus. He makes the play and, you know, catches it and flips it nicely to Biggio. That saved a run there and more damage.
Tim Bogart, the backup shortstop, he was their everyday shortstop most of last year and then fractured an arm near the end of the year, and Gutierrez took over the position this year. Bogart just starting his 25th game this year. And he's only made 1 error. There's Gutierrez, the regular shortstop, getting the day off. That's what it takes when you have a big year from a club, as a lot of people help.
Yep.
Reynolds was trying to bunt when he struck out. And he takes it high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Beech a lot of strikeouts again. 5 of them through 3. But too many walks. And a swing and a miss by Reynolds.
Well, it kind of comes down to, as I said before, do you want to have a lot of strikeouts or do you want to win a lot of games?
And he fouls it back, does Reynolds.
Not necessarily win a lot of games, but pitch a lot of innings. You're not going to pitch a lot of innings when you're throwing 25, 26 pitches an inning.
Again, you have to go at least 5 to even win a game.
Yep.
Oh, he knows all this stuff. You know, and he's trying so hard. You can tell as he strikes out Shane Reynolds. I mean, Matt Beech wants to succeed up here because he has a lot of ability. Colorado, San Diego, the Rockies Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. 7:05, 1:35, and then 7:35 the starting time. Don't forget on Sunday the 23rd, Bell Atlantic Mobile Scott Rowland T-shirt day. Then the Padres Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday the 27th is the Mellon PSFS Pride of the Phillies poster day. That's the final business person special of the year. And Modell Sporting Goods run the bases for the kids afterwards. 2 good clubs to watch. Colorado, San Diego coming in later on this month. 215-463-1000. Or you can order online 24 hours a day at Phillies.com. Craig Biggio got on that error in the first inning when Kevin Jordan lost his pop-up in the roof of the dome. He scored. That's an unearned run on the board, and then got an infield single in the second, extending his hitting streak to 8. There's Jordan, who had a little trouble with the roof. He's not the first guy that's ever happened to. Hard shot right through the wicket. And Biggio's on again on another error, and a rare error by Rico Brony.
Well, you don't see that too often. That's, oh, Rico just thought it was coming up, staying down, or what? Ball's hit hard. It's a fastball up. It's hit hard. I think Rico probably thought that ball was going to come up a little more, and it looked like it stayed down. It did not come up.
That's his third error of the year. They gave him a hit?
What? That ball go through his legs?
Well, he might not have one under his glove, though. I mean, it was right out of him. He didn't have to move. I mean, Rico knows that's an error. But, and now they just changed it. Okay. It's an E3. We don't want to give Rico an unnecessary error, that's for sure, but he knows he has to make that play. Good as he is. So Biggio on with one out, and you have to watch him because he likes to run. And the pitch to Berry is a breaking ball high. Biggio has stolen 36 bases, up among the league leaders. Been caught just 5 times. There he is. Probably one of the less known stars in this league. You don't hear a whole lot about him, but boy, oh boy, what can he do?
Part of that's from playing down here in Houston, and not to dog Houston. It's just that, you know, until you get in the playoffs and you're in postseason, a lot of people don't hear about you. I tell you what, I guarantee you one thing: every pitcher and player on the other clubs know about him.
That quiet guy, doesn't, you know, he's not quoted much. Just goes out and plays hard all the time.
But I mean, he's a leader on this club, him and Bagwell, and I think they really set the tone and help guys learn the game.
3-1. Berry fouls it off. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So with 1 out, you'll see Biggio take off here. Well, Larry Durker said last year one of the things that helped him so much as a first-year manager were his 2 biggest stars were his hardest working players. Those 2 guys you just mentioned. So, you know, when your stars are your hardest workers, I mean, how are the guys behind them not going to work hard?
And those guys, they sit around, they talk about the game. They get together, they're talking about the game, about things that should be done or haven't been done or need to be done. And that's something Biggio came up with. Billy Dorn here, Phil Garner, some of those guys, and he learned a lot from them.
Well, he's getting in the hole, and he was running, so he'll make it to third. Zuber's throw will be late. So there you go. The Astros running on the play, as you would expect, and get a first and third out of a single to left. Sean Berry with his second hit of the game, and it's a productive one.
Biggio, I mean, it's a hit and run. He's making sure. Matt Beech did a good job. He's slide-stepping, Berry in his delivery, but, you know, when you get the ball hit and in between the holes, Zuber comes in, makes a good throw to third, 1 hop, and if nothing else, makes sure that Berry's got to stay at first base.
So the Phillies play the infield a double play depth for Derek Bell, who has struck out, walked, and scored a run. And Jerry Spradlin's starting to walk towards the Phillies bullpen down the left field line. We're only in the 4th inning, but we showed you all those pitches that Beech has thrown, so they might have to get them up pretty soon.
Oh, that's an idea that the bullpen has. They know when a guy's in trouble. They know he's throwing a lot of pitches, and they don't want to be caught on the bench.
That's trouble. 1 run scores. It's going to go all the way to the wall. So Sean Berry will score. Derek Bell steaming around second. He will have a triple. Derek Bell with 85 runs batted in. Triple number 1 on the year. Astros add 2 more, and it's 5-1 Houston.
Well, they just hit that in a perfect spot. Now Galen's going to get on the phone, and somebody's going to be up down there, and it will be Kenny Ryan. He gets a fastball up and away here and just hits it in the right spot. Bobby Abreu playing a little shallow. Glanville shade him a little more to left field and hit it right in between them.
There's Ryan starting to throw with Bell at third. Now they'll have to bring the infield in as it's already 5-1 Houston. 6th hit of the game given up by Beech. Another unearned run in the inning and the error by Bronya. So 2 unearned runs of the 5 thus far. And now Bagwell, who's struck out and grounded out. Well, there have to be things that are a lot more fun than being an infielder playing in with this guy out. Man. Good block by Estaleo and a ball in the dirt, 2-0. There's a base open, but there's a lot more trouble waiting on deck in the person of Moises Alou.
Well, that's why Bobby does a good job here on this curveball. Gets over, you see that ball bounces right up in his chest, and that's what you want to do. Just keep it in front of you.
Bagwell takes a breaking ball low, 3-0. Taking all the way, Bagwell walks on 4 pitches. That's pause for station identification. This is the Phillies Television Network.
You're watching Phillies baseball on WPHL TV Philadelphia.
That's walk number 4 issued by Matt Beech, and here comes Galen Cisco out to the mound again as Ken Ryan continues to throw, and there's the pitch total.
98 pitches. We're in the 4th inning. Well, granted, he hasn't had a lot of help in the 1st inning and this inning with 2 errors. A leadoff error in the 1st inning, a 1-out error this inning, but it's still, you're still getting behind, not making pitches.
Frank Foley on his way out to speed up the mound conference. There he is. Galen Cisco talks to Frank a little bit. Frank will come back to home plate. Never brushes off the plate. I don't know that he carries a whisk broom with him. There is Frank, just brushes it off with his foot. Here's Alou last at bat.
A fastball. He tried to get it in and left it out over the plate.
Yeah, he had come inside with a pitch prior to that, and it's almost as if Alou looked for it a little bit. But as you said, he didn't get it where he wanted either. No runners at the corners now. They move the infield back to double play depth, and a breaking ball, a called strike. Happy birthday today to Jeffrey D'Italia from his family in West Stepford, New Jersey, and all of us with the Phillies. And also to my high school classmate Joanne Armstrong, celebrating her birthday today back in Broomall. Ball and 1 strike. Whoa! That ball went up on the screen. I don't think they saw that, but that was a dead ball once it went up on the screen. It bounced, hit the screen, a wild pitch, another run scores at 6-1.
The last 2 pitches both been very high. The one before that was about neck high. Bobby had to reach up for, and this one it's almost like Matt Beech is right now just trying to overthrow. He's frustrated, and it's tough for him too. He's got a lot of family here, a lot of friends from this area, probably a couple hundred people out to watch him, and I think you're trying sometimes to do too much, but I think it's one thing Matt Beech has had a problem with, trying to overthrowing too much.
And this one's way inside, 3-1 to Alou. Just 1 out in the inning, a couple more runs in, actually 3 more runs in now, as Galen Cisco wants to know if the bullpen is ready, and Ken Ryan is. And Alou gets a hack at a 3-1 pitch, fouls it away. Might have been ball 4.
Well, he's over 100 pitches now. And when you do that in 4 innings, you're going to get tired, Luck. I mean, you're throwing a lot more pitches per inning. If you don't have the rest in between, whether you do or not, that's a lot of pitches for 1 inning, and you get a little more tired later in the inning.
He walked him. Terry Francona has to be getting a little itchy in the dugout, right? He's getting real itchy. Here he comes. He'll make a double switch. So a disappointing afternoon for Matt Beech in his hometown of Houston, as he will leave Ruben Amaro is going to come into the game. It looks like he is going to come in and take the place of Bobby Abreu in right field. So Abreu will come out. Ruben Amaro will be in on the double switch. Ken Ryan will be the new pitcher. And Matt Beech's expression there says it all as he will depart after 3 1/3 innings. 6-1 Houston. We'll be right back. Shane Reynolds feeling a little bit better right now as all of a sudden he's gone from 3-1 to 6-1, and Matt Beech gone after 3 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 5 walks and 6 strikeouts. And there you see his line to this point. Actually, 2 of those runs are unearned, and there could be more before it's over. Hopefully there won't be any more runs scored this inning. So his line's incomplete at this point as Ken Ryan comes on.
Oh, Matt Beech, I mean, he's struggling, and I don't mean to sound like it's so easy to do out there. I mean, saying throwing strikes, but I think it is. There's a frame of mind that you have to be in, that, you know, you have to be positive. And one thing, I know Matt Beech has said, I'm struggling throwing fastballs away. I get it in my head where, I can only pitch inside. I'm not making my pitches away. But you have to talk yourself into it. You have to convince yourself. And Matt Beech's problems are not mechanical right now. They're mental. I would bet the ranch on it. He's got decent mechanics. He's got good mechanics. It just becomes a matter of being positive and telling yourself what you want to do and what you're going to do.
Here's Hidalgo. He's grounded out and walked. And Ryan's first pitch is fouled away. So the Phillies into the bullpen in the 4th inning. And you're going into Arizona and Colorado, where you're going to look for a lot of offense in those 2 spots.
Yep. Well, we haven't been to Arizona, but they say that there will be some offense there. The ball carries pretty well, and Coors Field, of course, especially with that offense with the Rockies.
There's a little nubber into center, and it's another base hit. A run scores. Alou on his way to 3rd. Bagwell crosses the plate, and it's 7-1, and that run will be charged to Beech.
It's a curveball. It actually gets jammed a little bit on the curveball, but gets enough just over Kevin Jordan's head. Bagwell comes around to score, and Alou goes to 3rd.
Now there's Hidalgo on at first base. He was hit by that pitch last night that forced in the winning run. They weren't sure whether or not he could play today. Eusebio, the batter, he's singled and grounded out. Strike with a fastball on the outside corner. And a swing and a miss, 0-2. Tony Eusebio and Brad Osmus, the 2 catchers for this club. They have both are real good defensive catchers. Neither one of them hit a whole lot. But with their offense, they don't have to hit a whole lot. There's Osmus with the cup. Estalella couldn't find the ball. It was right in front of him, so that'll be another wild pitch. First one charged to Ryan. Beech had one in this inning.
Well, the last 2 days has spent a lot of time in that dirt. He gets this right in front of him. He looks to the side because I think it hit he felt it hit his arm, and looked to the right side, hit his right arm. He's looking over the right side. It's right down below him.
Now the umpire can't tell you where it is. And you saw the home plate umpire, Frank Pulley, looking right down at it like, well, there it is. But I can't say anything. I can't help you. Fastball inside to Eusebio, 2-2. Runners at second, third. The infield's in again. With only 1 out. And a high fly ball to center field is playable, but it'll score another run. Alou tags. He will score. The throw goes to third. It's 8-1 now in favor of the Astros. Sacrifice fly run batted in for Eusebio, his 28th RBI of the year. And that will be the final run of the game, charged to Matt Beech. So he will be charged with 8 runs. I think 5 of them will be earned. And that'll complete his line, as Eusebio happy about knocking in a run there. And Bogar, the batter, as they have batted around, have the Astros here in the 4th inning. They just say 5 earned?
Yeah.
5 walks and 6 strikeouts. The runner on second is Richard Hidalgo. Bogar right back to Ken Ryan. Spears it, throws him out. Astros bat around, and they have a big inning. They score 5 runs. A couple of them unearned. 3 hits, an error. 8-1 Astros after 4. Stump the Experts trivia question submitted by Neil Verma from Allentown, who's 13 years of age. In 1997, named the only major leaguer to play in 162 games and not ground into a double play. We will have a guess on that next inning, as Shane Reynolds once again leads off. And that's a fair ball just inside the line. And Reynolds is going to have a stand-up double. How about that? Hit that ball right off the end of the bat down the line. His first hit of the game.
When it rains, it pours. So there's a fastball. He's just swinging at a fastball. I mean, doesn't put anything new. He just throws his bat out there. Right off the end and just probably hit the line. Boy. They can't get any closer. Charlie Williams right there.
Then he gets down the bullpen and just died. So now here's Biggio. He's had a strange game. He's been on base all 3 times, twice on errors. Once by Kevin Jordan at second, another by Bronya, and he also has an infield hit. And he scored 2 runs. So you see him 1 for 3. Batting streak now at 8 straight. Deep to right field. Amaro, a long run. It will one-hop the wall and bounce over for a ground rule double. So Shane Reynolds will be allowed to score on the double. Biggio has his second hit of the game, his 61st run batted in. It's 9-1.
He gets a fastball pretty much down the middle. Biggio just hits it the other way down the line, and Morrow gives it a good chase, just can't get to it, and bounce right over that lower part of the wall there and right. Reynolds comes in to score number 9.
Well, that'll bring up Sean Berry. Batting out of the 2-hole is Biggio on at second base with his 37th double of the year, coming into the game tied for 3rd. And a hard ground ball right at Rowland. He'll hold Biggio at second, throws him out. No, we were surprised today looking at the league leaders prior to the game. Who's leading the league in doubles?
Yeah.
Dimitri Young of Cincinnati has 40 doubles. He's come out of nowhere to take that over.
Hey, you asked that. I was like, what? Said that.
Well, you think of a guy like Biggio, or Brad Fulmer was leading for a long time for the Expos. Biggio gets a lot of doubles. Dimitri Young, the switch hitter, who was with the Cardinals for a number of years, #1 pick by St. Louis, leads that category. See, Bell's 1 for 2. Has an RBI triple, actually knocked in 2 runs with that triple. He scored 2 runs. Only the inning the Astros did not score was the second. 1 in the first, 2 in the third, 5 in the fourth, 1 here in the fifth. They're the highest scoring team in the league, and they're piling it on here this afternoon.
They're just adding to that right now. And there is no letting up with this club through this lineup. You cannot have any concentration lapses. You can't walk guys. You can't get behind these guys.
And Larry Durker, club coasting at this point at 9-1. And the pitch to Bell. Tries to check, can. It's a strike. There's Moises Alou. He's had a big ball game with a 2-run homer. His 30th of the year. He has 99 runs batted in. He has been all they could ask for and more. Sean Berry playing at third today. Been on base a lot.
And him and Spires have done a good job platooning over there at third.
Grounded to second. Jordan to play. Throws out Derek Bell. That's the second out of the inning. And over to third goes Beech. And that will bring up Bagwell. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Bagwell has an 8-game hitting streak, batting at .414 during the streak.
He said he had been dogged a little bit here by not so much the media, but I guess a little bit of the media, the radio. But I mean, he's got some pretty good numbers. And it's just that they expect him to hit 40 home runs and drive in 150 runs every year.
Well, he's streaky, too. I mean, you know, when he goes into a bad stretch with that swing he has, he can look awful.
Yeah.
Because there's so much in that swing he has. But when he gets it going and his timing's right, look out.
Oh, he looked, as you go up there, as you face him, you think he's got a lot of holes. He really doesn't unless he's just swinging bad. When guys are swinging bad, they create their own holes.
He has a unique hitting style with that crouch. You know, and he started wearing all that padding on his arm and his hand now because they pitched him in so much. Look at that on his hand. He broke his hand a couple times. Ben Rivera did it one time with the Phillies pitching against Houston. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Here's Bagwell with 25 home runs, 78 RBIs. He's in the league lead or in the top 10 in runs scored. And he just on base percentage in the top 10. And then they're dogging him, or not dogging him bad, but I mean, there's, you know, I hear the comments, I read the papers, and I'd love to have him. You know, if he's not swinging a bat right now, I'd love to have him if they think that's not good.
Strike on the inside corner. Well, they expect a lot out of him after they traded you for him.
That's exactly right. I think it's paid off for him, I would say.
Those are high expectations.
I don't think Houston got the short end of the deal.
No. Got it. Some fastballs in, and then a hook struck him out. Another run, though, on back-to-back doubles. 2 hits, 1 left. 9-1 Houston. In summary, Shane Reynolds in command of this one with a big lead. Through 6, he's leading at 9-1. Moises Alou is 30th of the year, a 2-run homer. Derek Bell's had a 2-run triple. Craig Biggio, an 8-game hitting streak for him. Here's the play that ended the last inning. Eusebio hits it hard right off the foot of Spradlin. His left heel, it kicks right over to Scott Rowland, who starts a 1-5-4-3 double play. Looking at Spradlin on the bench, he appears to be okay. It must have just kicked off his heel, so thankfully he is going to be all right. Phillies go now to the 7th inning and need a lot of runs. For play-by-play, here's Harry.
All right, thanks, Wheels. John Zuber will lead it off. Zuber has grounded out on a good play by Shane Reynolds, and he is lined out to left. He'll be followed by Ruben Amaro and then Doug Glanville here in the 7th inning, with Houston leading it by a score of 9-1. Shane Reynolds has struck out 8. Walked 2. Those 2 walks came back-to-back in the 4th inning when he walked Arias and Scott Rowland to lead off the 4th. It cost him a run, the only run that he has given up. Well, hit by Zuber, and this ball is out of here. Home run, John Zuber. It's now a 9-2 ball game. Second home run of the year for Zuber since his call up from Strand Wilkes-Barre. The other one coming off David Cone. Well, it's now a 9-2 ball game, and the batter will be Ruben Amaro. Reynolds will surrender home runs. That's the 21st he's given up. And Houston's going to get their bullpen up. Amaro grounded out since entering the game. He came in as a part of a double switch. And Reynolds quickly jumps in front of Ruben Amaro. No balls and 2 strikes. 28,651 is the paid attendance here this afternoon. Splitter, and he struck him out, and that is 9 strikeouts for Shane Reynolds. 1 down here in the 7th. Most of his strikeouts coming on that pitch, the splitter that comes in low. A lot of them have even bounced up there. The hitters can't lay off him. He's got a good split finger. Brings on Doug Glanville. He has struck out, grounded out, and singled. 1 ball and no strikes to Glanville. One and one to Doug. Bouncing foul down the third base side. Reynolds with 100 pitches. Not all that many when you consider the number of strikeouts he has. 9 strikeouts. He's been very effective today. He's a splitter a lot for his strikeouts. Almost all of them on that pitch. Missing inside, 2-2.
Well, that's his best pitch, and it's a pitch that's made him a successful pitcher in this league. He used to be just a fastball slider guy. Added the splitter, and he's become real good.
Yeah, they were concerned about him, but he's certainly pitching well here this afternoon as he gets Glanville for out number 2.
Well, he had some physical problems last year. It was never really the same after that.
Here's Alex Arias, who has singled, walked, and singled. He's been on base all 3 times that he's been up.
Well, this year he's given up a lot of hits, but he's still winning games. I mean, he's got 13 wins.
Yeah.
Right up among the league leaders in that.
Also among the league leaders in strikeouts. He has 141 now with his 9 today. Ground ball hit sharply, but that Spires. And that'll be it for the Phillies here in the 7th. We get a home run from Zuber, and that's it. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, none left. Stretch time, we go to the bottom of the 7th. 9-2. The Toyota American League scoreboard. Seattle beat Detroit 6-3 this afternoon. Toronto over Oakland by a score of 4-3. Tampa Bay won at 2-1 behind Rolando Araujo. New York Yankees over Kansas City again 5-4. Minnesota leads Baltimore 3-2. Roberto Alomar is homered in that one. And the Angels shut out the White Sox 9-0 behind Chuck Finley. And tonight we'll find Boston at Texas. Kevin Sefcik stays in the game to play third base. Sefcik will that where he pinch hit in the 6th spot. And the new pitcher is Ricky Batalico. He will hit out of the 3-hole vacated by Scott Rowland. Batalico coming on here in the 8th inning. 1 ball and no strikes to Sean Berry. Luis Salazar, who works here on the local TV crew, handling our telecast, sending his best to Penny Brett. Good buddy, watching the game back in the Delaware Valley as Berry greets Batalico with a line drive hit, his 3rd hit of the game. Berry is now 3 for 5.
Remember that Luis Salazar used to play for San Diego?
Yeah.
What a wild swinger he was. There is Shane Andrews. And is that Wagner? He might be getting him into a ball game. So it'd be a good spot for him to get him into a game, first game back, with no pressure.
Yeah, they kind of wanted to get him into a game. I think Billy Wagner will come in and pitch the 9th inning. He was up last night. And Houston taking a lead in the 9th inning. He would have come in the closing situation. They did not, of course. The Phillies took a 9th inning lead, only to see Houston win at the bottom of the 9th.
Unfortunately, in another one of those situations where the Phillies are playing off a runner at first, meaning they're way behind, and you figure the runner will not go. There you see Sean Berry on at first base, where Rico Brogna is playing. If it's 9-2, a 7-run lead.
Ooh. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Derek Bell.
That's some 0-2 pitch. That'll get your attention.
No, Botanica saw Bell kind of leaning out, looking for a breaking ball away, and he said,
Sure, he dives into everything.
We'll move you off the plate a little bit. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. John Berry at first. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Full count.
Vitalico still trying to find himself after that elbow surgery. One fastball he threw up and in was 93.
Struck out Bell. So that's 1 down, and that'll bring up Jeff Bagwell. Bagwell surprisingly is hitless today. Struck out, grounded out, walked and struck out. And Bagwell with a hitting streak on the line. It's safely 8 straight games coming into this one. One strike to Bagwell.
Took a lot off that pitch. Every once in a while, Vitalico will throw a changeup. That might have been a breaking ball, but it really pulled Bagwell, who's hitting first ball fastball in.
Long drive into left field. This ball is off the fence. Going to third base is Berry, and rolling into second with a double is Jeff Bagwell. Bagwell.
Yeah, you said it.
That keeps his hitting streak going.
Well, he had an offer, and it's tough to keep him without a base hit in the game. This looked like a high curveball, and it was. And he almost hits a home run. Just got it off the end of the bat a little bit.
Prior to that at bat against Vitalico, Bagwell was 0 for 7 with 5 strikeouts.
I think it's his 22nd double there. And Ricky Vitalico trying to get back to that pitcher who could do those kind of things to a Jeff Bagwell, striking out like that.
That's a fair ball going down the left field line. 2 more runs are going to score on a 2-run double by Maurice Alou, who now has knocked in 101 runs for the season. Now 11-2 Houston.
His career high is 115. So as we talked about earlier, he'll fly by that.
Yeah. 101 RBIs.
I guess he was worth it. Big free agent signing for them in the offseason, and just a good player.
Oh, they traded him.
I mean, they traded, yeah, and just a good player.
Got rid of a couple of young players that, on that fire sale of Florida. They got Florida got Oscar Enriquez, Manuel Barrios, and a player to be named later.
Well,
that player to be named later was Mark Johnson.
Houston probably got the best of that right now.
You would have to think so, wouldn't you? He really is great addition to this lineup. I mean, hitting behind Bagwell, protection for Bagwell, and good homer RBI man. Wow.
Good outfielder.
Yeah. This team is going to be, this team is going to really be tough in the playoffs. At the shortstop, Arias, the Hidalgo retired for out number 2.
Well, they were going to be tough anyway, but now that they add Randy Johnson, that makes them very difficult.
Very formidable. There's Shane Reynolds. Reynolds is finished for the afternoon after 8 good innings, 7 hits, 2 runs. Struck out 10, walked 2. And we'll take a look at Billy Wagner in the 9th inning. There won't be any picnic for Billy Batters in the 9th.
No, it'll be interesting to see how Billy Wagner reacts, because the last time he pitched on a major league mound, Kelly Stinnett hit him in the side of the head with a line drive, and that's why he's been on the disabled list.
One to Eusebio. He has single, grounded out his sac fly, and grounded into a double play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Houston leading it 11-2 here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Third ball missed with 2-2. Breaking ball, just missing, full count.
See the frustration that Ricky Battalica is going through right now. You know, you're talking about a guy who was such a power pitcher and able to blow hitters away, and he's still not back.
This ball fouled back and out of play.
Talking to Terry Francona before the game, he says, I mean, their plan is to move him back into the closer role before this season's over, but it's not time yet.
Well, they're hoping with each outing he'll get stronger and stronger. Missed with that fastball and walked him. The Houston runners first and third, 2 down for Tim Bogar. Bogar has struck out and grounded out for 3 times. He is 0 for 4. Strike to Bogar. Popped him up. Foul. Kevin Sepsic and Escalera. Oh. Miscommunication. And it drops between. This has not been a pretty game. What did I say about the Titans not losing on your birthday? I don't think I said that. I think it might have happened once before, once or twice.
Well, after 28 years in this business with birthdays during the season, it probably happened before.
Might have happened before.
You know, Terry Francona looking up, pointing it, figuring one of my guys is going to get that. No, they're not.
Going to give Sessick an error on it.
Maybe one of the uglier birthday games I've attended.
Yeah. 11-2 Houston. That's the Phillies' 3rd error. And there have been a lot of bases on balls as well. Matt Beech walked by while he was in there. Ken Ryan didn't walk anybody. Spradlin a walk. Battalica a walk. To left field, and Zuber will make the play, and that will retire the side. Houston has 2 more, 3 hits, no errors, 1 error, excuse me, and 2 left. We move to the 9th inning. It is 11-2 Houston. National League scoreboard, Milwaukee salvaged 1 at Cincinnati, winning 4-3 this afternoon. Montreal beat Arizona 8-2. St. Louis lead the sweep of the Cubs 2-1. John Mabry's homer in the 6th, the game winner. Colorado leading New York 8-4 in the 6th inning. Florida 5-4 in the 4th over San Diego. Atlanta at San Francisco tonight. Pittsburgh at Los Angeles also tonight. And here at the Astrodome, it is 11-2 Houston, and Billy Wagner comes in to pitch for Houston. He got a big reception from the Houston Astros fans as Wagner wanting to come back after being hit in the face by a batted ball. A hard-throwing left-hander. He's been clocked at 100 on the Phillies speed gun at Veterans Stadium. See his numbers. Strike. Wagner 60 strikeouts in 37 2/3 innings. 19 walks. Opponents hitting just .207 against him.
Fastball's 97. He's right around his norm.
Yeah. 2 balls and a strike to Bobby Estalella. Estalella has struck out. It's robbed of a hit on a great play by Tim Bogar and grounded out. Fastball got up there at 98. That one right on by Estalella. He's a good fastball hitter. That one was 96. He's been 96, 97, 98. First 4 pitches.
Took a little off that one.
Well, he throw a breaking. He hadn't thrown a breaking ball. No, probably not. Fastball struck him out. So Wagner apparently is back, judging from that confrontation.
Yeah, he just let 5 fastballs go there, and they were all over 95 with a top of 98, including that one. Here's the scariest thing that can happen to a pitcher. Yeah, I saw that. I was watching it in New York. We were in New York, and that game was on TV that night, and that was one of the scarier ones you'll ever see. And he's back out there somehow. I mean, you wonder how a guy has enough courage to go back after that happens.
That's the first time I've seen that. Ooh, that was nasty.
That was Kelly Stinnett of the Arizona ball club that hit him.
John Zuber has homered in 3 at-bats. And he's going to get a hit off Wagner down the left field line. Alou will chase it down, and Zuber will go into second with a stand-up double. So Zuber 2 for 4 this afternoon with a homer and a double.
Not many pleasant memories coming out of Houston this weekend, but John Zuber got hits off Randy Johnson and Billy Wagner. Yeah, really. 2 left-handed pitchers who are really tough on left-handed batters. This is a fastball away, and he just dropped the bat head on it.
They'll bring up Ruben Amaro. Ruben is 0 for 2 since entering the game in a double switch. He'll bat right against Billy Wagner. Center field, well hit, but backtracking is Hidalgo, and he makes the play for out number 2. Now we'll bring up Doug Glanville. Glanville has 1 hit and 4 at-bats this afternoon. Wagner trying to close this one out. 1 strike to Glanville. That fastball was clocked at 100.
Some adrenaline.
He is back.
So the reason it's so scary when you're a Billy Wagner is he pitches away to almost all these right-handed batters. That's the ball that will go back through the middle. And he's not a guy that pitches inside, so he came right back out to throwing balls away. So that means the fear's gone.
One and 2 to Doug Glanville. Wagner is not appeared on Major League Mound since July 15th. Going very well in his return. A foul out of play. 4 pitches to Glanville have been 100, 98, 98, and 97.
Getting tired. He hasn't thrown a breaking ball. I mean, he just come in for an all fastball, which is what you'd expect. 11-2. There's their owner, straight in the plane.
Flared down the right field foul line, caught by the ball here. So Billy Wagner is indeed back. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. He had a strikeout. Shane Reynolds wins his 14th for the Houston Astros as the Astros complete a sweep of this series. Moises Alou knocking in 4 runs with a homer and a double, boosting his season total to 101 as Larry Dierkers watched his club sweep the Fighting Phils here at the Astrodome, winning this afternoon by a score of 11-2. So Houston now leads the Cubs by 7.5 games in National League Central. The Cubbies losing again at St. Louis, so the Astros well on their way to winning the Central Division crown. Final score this afternoon, Houston 11 and the Phillies 2. And we'll be back with more from the Astrodome right after these messages.